This video is about the new Washington law for you sellers. You did it! You're no longer responsible for paying the buyer's agent. Hello? But now let's discuss this thing. Is it going to work? I'm going to be very interested in looking to see how many sellers say to the buyer's agent, no, I'm not paying the buyer's agent. So far, I haven't seen anything on the MLS yet, but they haven't completed the 2024 MLS liftoff for real estate here in the Spokane area that I know of. There's still a lot of 2023 listings. We have less than 2 months of houses on the market, so that means the housing is still going up, which is good for sellers. But it has turned into a buyer's market, in my opinion, in certain areas because houses aren't flying off the shelf anymore. Who could believe? I really think was part of the responsibility of what happened was in 2020 when we had the COVID thing and houses were for sale for an hour and they'd have 35 offers. And some of these people paid $100,000 to $50,000, $30,000 over the list price. Now, some of those homes have been trying to be resold and they are sitting on the market and the sellers are having a difficult time. So what do? So the new law is this. Of course, sellers are not responsible. Commissions are always negotiable, always negotiable. So that's what's great about real estate. Real estate agents work for free until they do a deal. And we work hard from the time we get a phone call from you to the end of a closing. Could be 30, 60, 90. I've even had transactions that took a year with property. It was very, very difficult to close. There were issues about financing and so forth. So I would like to let you know. So when a realtor looks at a listing online, they see this little number right here. That's what the seller is willing to pay. Now, this is where the number is going to change according to if the seller decides he's not paying the buyer's agent and he only wants to pay the listing agent, then this number could change to 0. It doesn't have to be $1, it doesn't have to be $2, it can be 0. So what do if you're working with a realtor and you've already decided with the realtor, you've signed a buyer contract with them, and you've told that realtor that you're willing for them to get a percentage, and then the house you find is a little, it has a 0 here, and you can't afford to pay the buyer's agent. What do? Well, that's when you're going to have a good realtor to negotiate with the seller to say, hey, if you want to sell your house, this is what has to happen. It's unfortunate, but there are going to be some people that are being left out. So, Mr. Seller, when you list your property with your agents, make sure you explore the options. If you want 0, you got it. You don't have to pay the buyer's agent. It will be 0. If you decide a different amount, it's your choice. You're the consumer and you make the decisions. And the realtor is there to serve you and make sure that it happens for you. So, it's just a little information about the new law. Sellers are no longer responsible to pay the buyer's agent. They only have to pay the agent that they are having represent them. Now, also in Washington, there's a new law that says if I represent both sides, basically both sides means I'm only a transactional agent, and it would be up to me to negotiate. If the seller says, okay, I'm the listing agent, he's going to pay me a certain commission, and then 0 for the buyer's agent. So you'll have to have that discussion with that seller if you want to do both sides.